I'm Sally Mills from Lavolta, and welcome to Digital Bullets. We put together a series of questions about issues and developments within the digital sector. We've asked some senior people and industry experts to give us their point of view. We've also given them 20 seconds to answer the questions or they get the chop. Hope you enjoy. What are the most promising or exciting areas of development in digital right now? If you had money to invest in startups or development, where would you put it? What would you bet on right now?
What I've invested money and time in for me is content. I think content and context, as I was saying earlier, are incredibly important, and people who do a great job of delivering really good content also deliver the context that advertisers should be valuing when they're building brands. I'm a big fan of content, and right now I think that's undervalued in the Australian context.
Right now, with the current economic climate, Future Capital's now got just over $1 million cash at bank. We're focusing predominantly on internet upstarts, and our core focus is cash flow. We're not that interested in what I call sexy technology. I'm interested in what actually makes money today. And to me, what is sexy in these kinds of markets is cash.
We're seeing some really interesting stuff happening in the data and analytics area, particularly when you combine really smart collection of data with really insightful sort of census data, and by census I mean CENUS data, and real insights into consumers. And I think that as we are moving into an economic crisis and marketers are looking for real return on investment and really wanting to understand how their dollars are being spent, that really starts to be quite valuable.
Watching people overseas make some good money out of smartphone applications at the moment, I think that's pretty exciting. Not sure if it's exciting for this market yet, but certainly looks exciting overseas. I think also search. I mean, there's no real clear leader. No one's invested in a clear leadership position in search.
Some areas that I'm particularly keen and eager to continue to explore. I'm a great believer in the potential power of near-field services or RFID type applications, where using the power of the mobile and location-based services to deliver really compelling applications. So that's one area. I think clearly there's a lot of movement still in advertising networks, and I think that whole marketplace has still got a long way to play out. But to be fair in this space, I think you just have to be completely open-minded to everything and look for applications or ideas that change the rule set and give consumers or businesses something different, something unique.
The video side of the equation is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't think we've even scratched the surface with video yet. And we're still very stuck in sort of a graphic environment, and yet we see the stats, we see what's happening overseas. Watch out for video just becoming omnipresent.
Right now, I would really bet on the idea that we are, at some point in the next 6 to 12 months, really going to answer the idea that there's one consumer and one conversation, and it doesn't matter how many devices that we use to mediate that conversation. I think we've got to get away from the idea that the consumer is either online or watching television or on their mobile phone, when actually they're doing all of those things at exactly the same time. So to me, the most exciting developments we're going to see is truly converge cross-platform with the idea of it being focused on the consumer experience and not on just a brand message.
I'd say it'd have to be invested in mobile, and the future of mobile is really independent mobile networks, shifting away from carriers and the carrier control into a world where the internet provides all of the connectivity to the mobile device.
Measurement is one of the biggest issues the industry faces, and so there needs to be some investment done there, and I think that there could be a lot more work done in terms of being able to quantify and measure audiences and what consumers are doing with online media. The adoption of video online, both from a consumption point of view and also from an advertising point of view, that's where I think a lot of money is going to be made.
The two categories I think that are interesting would be the very unfashionable weight loss area, because Australians are getting a lot fatter, and the other one's automotive, just because there's a lot of money slushing around.
The actual device in which you actually access content, like, paper-thin technology. Obviously, we've seen the iPhone change the way people interact with mobile, but paper-thin technology could change the landscape of how people consume media ongoing. So things like that, new technology, new devices will change the way we consume media. I think that the video is going to be a developing area and become a dominant area. So any sort of development, any sort of investment in business models that are around video distribution, video production, or even video analytics is a key area.
I think the concept of the living network is very, very exciting. This idea of harnessing human capital, combining digital and human power together, like Amazon's Mechanical Turk. I mean, this type of idea could be put to a profitable business model or could be for the good of the planet. I mean, I think it has implications for a green solution.
Look at the work the Project Factory is doing. www.theprojectfactory.com. I'd put my money there.